Okay, well I'm here now. I might as well ride one. Let's go and see what the fuss is about.
Once upon a time, there was an aging man called Dave who couldn't wait to spend his hard-earned cash on new bikes. Dave has a problem. The problem is called motorbikes. Dave is addicted to motorbikes. Don't be like Dave.
Where's the fucking on button?
Here it is. Make sure it is in neutral. Make life a ride. It is in neutral. And I'm in road mode. Okay, I'll mess around with the controls as I'm on the road, but I think first off we need to get going. I've only got this bike for an hour. It feels very low. Compared to my 1200GS, which has the low chassis, this feels the same. Oh, mind you, I've just realised this has the adaptive height, so it will probably raise when I start moving. Well, that's a great feature. First off, okay, before I start talking about this bike, welcome aboard everybody. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know I've been an absolute no about this new 1300GS, mainly down to the looks of it. So much so, this is my third booking on a test ride of one. And I've sort of cancelled the previous two because something else like the goldfish's birthday got in the way. Basically, I just wasn't that bothered about riding one, because if I don't like the look of a bike, what's the point in, you know, potentially owning one? Because it all starts with the looks for me and doesn't go beyond there unless I do like it. My whole purpose of riding this bike today is not to give you all of the specs, of which there have been countless videos done, but it's more to give you an opinion of whether, like me, it's worth upgrading from your 1200GS to something like this. During the quest of looking for an upgrade to my 1200, I rode the 1250 GSA a couple of months ago, super impressed, and I could really notice the difference on the GSA compared to my GS. So I'm expecting to basically feel a world of difference on this bike. I have to say it's a gorgeous riding position. A very familiar riding position, of course, the GS riding position, sat upright, no weight at all on your arms. Just great vision all round, and well, pretty much as I always feel on my GS, king of the road. And no different with this. It's really nice. The comfort is exactly as I would have expected. It's beautiful. It's like sitting in an armchair. That's how I always refer to my GS. Really a great place to be. Look at the day which is in it as well, folks. Now, apparently you can adjust everything without wanting to go too far into all of the specs. I'll press this little burger button, which is the quick switch, if you like, which is programmable. So all these things here on the screen, I have to say it's a lovely big screen compared to my analog display on the GS. This is a little bit posher, I have to say. So let's try the windscreen, because I'd like to see if the windscreen is up. Now, how to make that work? Click into it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so you can adjust the screen like that. Okay, so it's very easy to access that through the burger button, where you have all of your, well, all of the things that you'd use most, like your heating and the screen and whatever. So anyway, I found my way around that, so it's quite intuitive, to be honest. It's just full to the brim with technology. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but I found my way around that through the quick switch fairly quick, and now I'm back into the normal menu. Hey, I'm not a dinosaur after all. Part of my reasoning, part of my thinking actually, well, certainly the way I sort of try and justify things in my small grey matter, is that if I was going to upgrade my GS, it's probably worth going for a newer bike, so it'll come with a guarantee. So I've never really considered this since it come out because of the looks, and even, well, I'll show you a couple of shots now. When I saw it outside the showroom there waiting for me to take it on this short test ride, ooh, it did definitely tingle my erogenous zones. The pictures don't do this bike justice, even in this colour. Mind you, you can spec up this bike with a bit of gold as well. I love black and gold. I think that's a fantastic colour combination. So if I was to buy one, then that's probably the route I'd take. It probably would be this black with the gold wheels. Listen to him, he's already saying if I was to buy one. This is in, oh look, my side mirror, I was going to say this is interesting, but my side mirrors did light up with a little orange triangle to tell me somebody was approaching there. I'm not used to all this new technology. I just want to test the brakes a little bit, so, oh my god. Yeah, and I don't want to slam them on too much. Well, the brakes are fantastic. The Brembo, I'm not sure if they're stylemas, but well, Brembo was enough. The quick shifter is really smooth going up the box. Let's see what it's like. I'm coming to a roundabout up here. My 1200 still has an agricultural feel to it, but it's something I've become quite accustomed to, something I quite like about my 1200. So when I get onto newer bikes now and feel how smooth the quick shifters are, it's somewhat disconcerting. I do have to sort of look down on some bikes to see if I have indeed shifted gear. So yeah, it's very nice. It's smooth, but it's still got that lovely clunk. I like that. It's a GS characteristic. And I'm just using the clutch there as well. Lovely slip and assist clutch, nice and light. I feel very at home. There are some bikes I ride where I just can't get the hang of them within the hour that I take them out, and already now I suspect it's because I'm a GS owner anyway, but already I feel as though I'm very at home on the bike. I have the electric seat on. My god, I could sit here for the day. All I'm missing is a cup of tea. This is really beautiful. Now, the other thing I need to tell you is I've come out today, in all honesty, not wanting to like the bike. There you go, there's a home truth. Because I was so upset with the design of it. It was so far from what I was expecting when they released it. I actually got angry about it, and then I just dismissed it from any urges of lust within me. The gearbox is beautiful. And with a full suite of electronics, I mean, this bike literally is brimming with every rider aid there is. Of course, you have to pay extra for it. But if that's the type of riding you want, and you want the maximum safety, there is no better bike at the moment. I mean, BMW know what they're doing when it comes to riding comfort and rider safety. They're at the top of the tree with that. And that's why I've always harped on about my 1200GS and said categorically it's my all year round bike and go anywhere bike. It'll do anything. I know they're marketed as adventure bikes. I think that's down to the styling. Now, not many people would take these bikes off-road, although you can in the right hands. But certainly the riders that I know, and including myself, I use these bikes for touring. And in my eyes, there is no better touring bike. And I think they look fantastic as well. Okay, I'm doing 47, 46, 45 kilometers in fourth gear. That's around 30 miles an hour, and it's just solid. Okay, there's a truck coming up behind me, so I'm going to pull away in fourth. Oh my god, That's incredible, the torque. That's something else. I wasn't expecting that. I know everybody said the engine's unbelievable in this, but that's pretty special. The bars feel a bit different. It feels like they're bent back a little bit more than my 1200GS. I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking that. But for the length of my arms, of course this is all subjective, and you know, everybody's going to be different on the bike, but for me this whole bike just fits perfectly. But then I've seen other taller riders feel as comfortable as well, so well, I'm going to be the first to admit it, I wasn't fully expecting to feel at home this quick on the bike. And the tank feels really, I mean, it doesn't look as big. That's another thing I didn't like in the photographs. It just didn't have that road presence in the photographs, so I thought. But actually, when you're here and you're looking at it, I mean, the tank feels very, very long. Looking down at it, it feels very long in front of me. Albeit not as wide, but then it doesn't have the bars on the side of the frame here. I suppose if you wanted to spec it up and you could put the bars on and then your panniers on the front here and make it look a bit beefier, if that's the sort of thing you were into, it'd be very easy to do that. I mean, it is a modular bike, I suppose, when you think of it like that. Screen's lovely and big. I'm going to go into the burger button. I don't know why they call it that. Oh, because it looks like a burger, I suppose. Traction control. This is the way the dealership has it set up. So dynamic traction control is on. The damping, let's have a little look and see what that's about. And then you use the arrow button up and down. So I'm on road at the minute. Oh no, was I in road? It wants me to hold it. So again, you'd get used to all this sort of stuff. I suppose if you owned one of these, you'd have a lot more time than I have to play around with all of this stuff. Now, I don't know if that's mind over matter, but the ride has just smoothed out beautifully there. With whatever setting I went from and to, I might have got it the other way around, but right, with that said, I think we should stop and have a little look around the bike, because it'll be time to take it back soon.
So probably no surprise to you, but this is where we enter Danger Zone. You see, everything inside of Dave's smaller than average sized body wants this motorbike, but his testicle sized brain keeps telling him he doesn't need it. He knows this is bollocks. I'm thinking I really need this. Oh yeah, I need this.
Okay, let's talk very briefly about the headlight, because everybody talks about this. So I'll skirt over it fairly quick. But what I do want to say is that I think in a couple of years' time, when there are lots of these bikes on the road and you see this headlight, I think that's when, funny enough, it'll start growing on people and people will start getting used to it. I hate that blanking plate for the radio control. Ugly. If I owned this bike, I'd put a really good TV sticker right on the front there. That's the first thing I would do. It's just like they forgot to add something. This doesn't have the panniers on it, as you can see, but it has all of the electric points there to go into the panniers. It comes with, or it doesn't come with, you have to buy them extra, the Vario cases, but they do have lighting inside and central locking as well, which I'm not fully au fait with, because that's, in my eyes, something else to go wrong, especially if you lose your key. Ah, yes. Oh my god, that's amazing. And then obviously it'll be very easy, he says, so why don't we do it? Look at that. Centre stand. Nearly dropping his 360 camera, but the bike's on the centre stand, and that was an absolute doddle. All in all, it's a lot more impressive in real life than it is on the internet. It's certainly a lot bigger than it looks on the internet as well.
That's what she said.
Dare I say it? Starting to quite like it. Don't tell the wife.
Too late, mate.
Yeah, okay. I apologise. Now I see what all the hoo-ha is about. It's a really, really gorgeous ride. And so smooth. Everything about it is linear. The braking, the acceleration, the gearbox is really smooth as well. One test I'd love to do. I wonder if I can do it now. There's no test behind me. One thing which always gets me is how clunky it is going from first to second on my GS. Right, let's go and do this now before she pulls out. On the quick shifter. Oh yeah, it's still there. Yeah, that wakes you up. So it's still that familiar GS clunk between first and second on the quick shifter, but then up through the rest of the box. In fact, the further north you go in the box, the smoother it gets. I noticed that even riding at very slow speeds, and again this is due to the Boxer engine being so low down again, but it's so nimble and so beautifully balanced. And I don't know offhand what the weight or what the wet weight of this bike is, but whatever it is, it certainly doesn't feel it, because I'd say it is a heavy bike, alright. It'd be interesting to see what it's like to push around in a car park or a garage. And again, I don't have the time for that today. I'm now thinking I'd actually love to have one for a day, or a bit longer at least. It would be very easy to feel intimidated before you got on a bike of this size with this power. But trust me, when you're on it, all of that intimidation goes, whether you've ridden a GS before or not. It's very, very user-friendly, this. I don't know about king of the road, more like emperor of the road. Okay, let's see what colour socks it's wearing, will we? Oh my god. Oh Jesus. And I've just slammed the rear brake on as well when I took a look at the speedo, and the rear brake is equally incredible, which you need in a rocket ship like this. Okay, I wasn't expecting to have my opinion changed as quick as what has happened sitting on this motorbike literally for an hour. Would I recommend it to anybody? Yes, thoroughly, without a doubt. But the big question is, which is why I'm making this video, is would I upgrade from my 1200GS to this 1300GS? And the answer is, drum roll please, yeah, you bet. Without a doubt. I don't mind admitting defeat, okay? BMW won this argument. They have certainly made a premium bike to shout about. Well done, BMW. But time to buy a lotto ticket on the way home, I think. So a huge thanks to Joe Duffy Motorrad in Dublin for letting me take this out for an hour. And thanks to you for watching as well. Hopefully you all got something out of that, especially if you're thinking of upgrading your 1200GS to one of these. Yeah, get down to your dealer quick if I was you. Okay folks, thanks again for tuning in. If you're not a subscriber, please think about becoming one. I need to put a drop of petrol in this before I take it back. I'll be back on YouTube next Saturday morning, 8 AM. Have a great week everybody. Ride safe. Dave Perry, really good TV. Oh, the ride height has just gone down as well, so I don't tip it over at the petrol pumps, which is often embarrassing as well. Oh jeez, I love this bike.